A few insane stunts later, we encountered the first Thorian creeper, which are essentially hibernating zombies. Not exactly sure how they got there, since it looks like concrete, unless the Thorian has some other access from the ground, which seems likely considering it stretches across Feros by at least a kilometer, or these guys are already topside and just needed to be zombie shuffled into place and then curled back into their fetal position. Because remember, that freighter is covering up the entrance to the Thorian. We get another choice, whereupon one of our squad will remind us we do have nerve gas grenades from the doctor, which offers the option of telling our squad not to fire on civilians. This is quite a change of pace and tactics because not only do we have to conserve our grenades and aim them correctly, we are effectively going out of our way not to kill innocents. What a great idea. Fidan kills himself in defiance, and we move the freighter away from the entrance to the Thorian. We finally meet the Thorian, and it turns out it can spit out green Asari ambassadors. Cool. And they come with shotguns, handguns, and clothing. What, does he have a manufacturing plant in there too? And one of the first things it says is about Saren, and then commands us to be amazed by it. Alright, well at least we're seeing a connection here between Saren and the Thorian. In much the same way the Rachni Queen used the Asari commando to communicate to us, it always helps to comprehend things when we have a human face to aliens.
You enslaved the colonists. You destroyed their minds. I don't know what Saren wanted with you, but I just want you dead.
Wait, Shepard. No. Don't say that. That's really dumb. We're here to find out what Saren wanted because we still don't know. Oh, well, that was kind of funny. So we end up shooting up all its zombies and Asari clones, and boy does it have Asari clones. I guess even plants love Asari. Some of its tentacle things get destroyed, and it just flails down and goes splat. We meet up with yet another Asari, Shiala, whom at this point I'm beginning to think Asari are here for every main plot exposition. We find out she's a follower of Benezia, so when Benezia followed Saren, she came along. Turns out Benezia was trying to make Saren more compassionate, but that didn't work. Shiala was sacrificed due to her biotics to communicate to the Thorian to learn its secrets. Saren wanted an alliance with the Thorian, however, after Saren got what he wanted, he needed the Thorian disposed of so that Shepard wouldn't gain what he got, which is the cipher. The cipher is a Prothean mind thing that helps Shepard understand the visions. Shiala describes it as being the very essence of a Prothean. Shiala essentially becomes Campbell's classic hero's journey of the Mass Effect supernatural aid stereotype, right down to her tone of voice and how polite, serious, and profound she speaks, giving us an artifact to help us on our way, minus the character development a protagonist should undergo. So she uploads the knowledge and essence of the Protheans into Shepard through her magical Asari ways. Suffice to say, Asari are a bit intimate and supernatural in their mind melding, and we summarize this by the definitive Mass Effect catchphrase.
Embrace eternity. The ancestral memories of the Protheans are part of you now.
Are you alright, Shepard? What'd she do?
I saw something. It still didn't make any sense.
Now come on, Shepard, this catchphrase could have been insta-character development. You just became a Prothean by mind-melding with a hot blue alien in turn becoming another alien, at least in some ancestral memory sense. I mean, we've got Joseph Campbell and Carl Jung concepts working here, and all Shepard can say is, it still didn't make any sense. So, just like Saren, we've got the cipher, but it'll take time for our brain to figure out what it means to be a Prothean, whatever that means. We have another round table, and being the helpful Asari researcher Liara is, she wants to get in her head too. Liara doesn't fool around, and wasn't expecting Shepard's brain to be so intense. This rattles up the gunnery chief's mojo. Turns out the vision from the beacon was incomplete, so we're off to find another beacon to figure out what to do next, but we don't know where to go for one. We contact the council, but they really have nothing important to say about anything. To that end, Feros is perhaps the highlight or most well-structured part of the narrative for characters, exposition, mystery, development, and the expression of multiple themes. We can even compare the relationship between Lisbeth and her mother, and Liara and her mother at both Feros and Noveria. It's like the story always has a second example to compare the same theme. Our last lead is Virmire, where we play Shepard's pro-Mako Driver 4, turn off an anti-aircraft tower, and meet up with the Solarian Captain Kirahi. We find out this is Saren's base of operations, and he's apparently found a cure to the Krogan genophage.
The Geth are bad enough, but a Krogan army, he'd be almost unstoppable.
Exactly my thoughts.
How exactly growing an army of troops would make them unstoppable, Krogans or otherwise, since we have spaceships, I don't know. Logistics aren't important, it's the fact that our opponent is becoming stronger, and we want to stop him regardless. Rex, being a Krogan, can understand the importance of this. Suffice to say, we have to make a choice in convincing Rex to go along with us, or if we fail, to ultimately kill him. I was hesitant in calling this Rex's arc, because he's not really changing his opinion here. He already hates Saren, but is merely confused as to what to do, now that he's been told Saren has possibly found a cure to the genophage. All we really do is convince him of what he already knows, or bearing that, we screw up and simply kill him. So it's not so much a choice, but a reassurance of what he already thinks and feels towards Shepard and Saren. Nonetheless, still a clear conflict on the main plot, and quite a powerful choice. Kirrahe wants Ashley or Caden to help in the coordination of his 3 teams, and we make a choice, which makes me wonder why we can't give 2 or even 1 of our other squad mates to help coordinate the other remaining teams, or at least be part of those teams. Aside from Mabel and Yara, they are all experienced in combat situations, and I'm sure they'd be much more useful out in the field, as opposed to just sitting on the Normandy. Hell, give them Rex, he'll take care of the whole damn Geth and Krogan armies. The plan is to detonate a nuclear device on the facility, and Shepard's team will be the one to clear a path by disabling the AA towers so the Normandy can fly in and plant the bomb, while Kirrahe provides a distraction. However, his exit strategy is a bit insane.
Once the bomb is in place, we will fall back to try and escape the blast radius.
How the hell do you run away from a nuclear explosion?
It is a bomb!
I mean, obviously he knows since the bomb is his, and he apparently knows how large the payload is, but why doesn't he simply escape in the Normandy with Shepard? They'll all end up meeting near the base anyway. It seems much safer to escape together since the plan is to flank the enemy. After giving a little exposition on the Solarian history and military mindset via pep talk to his men, we then start our long running and gunning experience. Along your path, you can disrupt a Geth communications tower, destroy a satellite uplink, destroy some Geth flyers, and either disable or enable alarms across the base. All these military targets end up impacting the captain's team in either a positive or negative way. We keep fighting our way through Geth, Krogan, and Solarian opponents until we come across some jail cells. We get a false sense of time as one of our Alliance soldiers says over the radio,
Come on, Shepard, hurry it up!
This false sense of time is a main problem later on, as it implies we have control over events based on how fast we complete them. These jail cells have a bunch of indoctrinated subjects, and one of them acts as a control group. See, the thing I like about Mass Effect's explanation of its science experiments is the constant reference to a control group. That's one of the basic components of the scientific method. Even if other details are left out, it gives the idea that the unethical scientific environment has standards to follow. Of course, if he's freed, he also falls victim to the outrunning a nuke problem.
It's an atomic bomb, Mr. Preston. There's nowhere to run to.
We then encounter a researcher, Orana Thanoptis.
Don't shoot! Please, I just want to get out of here before it's too late.
Before what's too late? And why aren't you getting out of here? You have a door, a window, and an elevator. Well, I guess she's scared or something. Rana pretty much just confirms what we already know, that indoctrination is bad, its effects increase with prolonged exposure, and people are becoming expendable slaves. The facility has been used for breeding, but this level is for studying indoctrination. This implies Saren isn't in complete control, because he doesn't understand everything and possibly also isn't immune to the effects of indoctrination. The question then becomes, who is in control? So after she gives access to an elevator, we can kill or set her free. If she's set free, she too has to deal with the outrunning a nuke problem.
But you cannot reverse an atomic chain reaction.
So we go through the elevator and voila, we find another Prothean beacon. It's a bit contrived, but there you have it. We get all beaconed up and nothing happens. What? No great revelation, no exposition, no finally understanding what the visions mean? I mean, what's the...
What is that? Some kind of VI interface?
Well, we get to talk to a god. God complex aside, this god is sovereign and is essentially calling itself a reaper. It also has my favorite line in the whole narrative.
Rudimentary creatures of blood and flesh, you touch my mind, fumbling in ignorance, incapable of understanding.
I don't think this is a VI.